sister was excited because she wasn't alone anymore. She'll have someone to stay with for the rest of her life. I got it. When her sibling was born, she felt a huge amount of emotion inside her heart. Thank you, God. Little sibling. She said she wasn't afraid because birth is beautiful and the pain gets better soon, so you can't be afraid. They're touching the placenta. Yeah, that'll come out of mommy too. The pain passes and everything gets better. And baby cry, that's normal. Nothing to be nervous about. It's okay. You cried too when you were born. That's okay. When you have that, that's a good thing. Big sister and baby brother, just like you and me. And she said when baby grows up, she's going to say, I was there with you when you were born, and it was beautiful. They're making art from the placenta. We could do that. Yes, you're going to be shh. Again? I just got home from the chiropractor. So I lost my mucus plug yesterday on the 26th at the library in the morning, or at least I started losing it. Came out in like a few different pieces. Around 2:30 in the morning last night, I started having contractions. Lost another piece of my mucus plug that was like kind of pink tinged. And then I was up from like 2:30 to like 4:30, and my low back pain was just so bad. It felt like the final 2 hours of labor with Reagan, but my contractions were just not there. Like I think I had 4 in those 2 hours. And I got some sleep last night, but after that kind of like 2 hours of half awake, half asleep, I pretty much was up like every hour. It was different. Like with Reagan, I was up every 15 minutes, but it was a very restful sleep. This, I was up like every hour. So you would think it would be restful, but every time I woke up, my low back was in so much discomfort. I officially got up for the day around 6:30, went for a walk. Contractions seemed to be like 10 minutes apart. They seemed to be kind of regular. But honestly, it's been hard to tell what's a contraction versus just baby moving down and not in a good position. So I texted my doula, told her I was worried about baby not being in the best position. So at this point, with how many false labors I had start and stop, I'm like, it's his head just trying to get in there and it's causing these contractions. And I tried to do the mile circuit, but like there was no way that was gonna happen. And I went to my chiropractor. He did a bunch of stuff to help open up the fascia and some adjustments. After my adjustment, I had some more pink dischargey mucus plug. I'm gonna get in the hot tub, try to figure out if this is real or fake, because if it's fake, I want it to stop. If it's real, I'm gonna go ahead and create a sanctuary in my room. And yeah, that's where we're at so far. This is why I hate timing contractions and listening to that 5-1-1 rule. The first slide was before I recorded that last segment, and I literally went from contractions being 15 minutes apart to 8 minutes apart in a span of 30 minutes. The middle slide was while I was in the hot tub, and I went from 8 minutes apart to 5 minutes apart in 20 minutes, and that's when I decided to text everyone. And then the last slide, I just kept going back and forth between 5 minutes and 2 minutes apart, and that was the only time my contractions started to reach a full minute long. And then after I shot that little video of me laboring in our bedroom by myself, I kind of started to get the feeling that I wasn't gonna have time to get the birth tub full of water. Our doula had suggested we do a dry run with the birth tub before I was actually in labor. Not just inflating the tub to make sure there were no holes in it, but also attaching the hose to where we plan to pull the water from. So like that's a common question with home birth is the water cold? And the answer is it can be, or no, you can attach it to a sink, a shower head, or your water heater so that you actually just pull your hot water into the tub like you would your regular bathtub. This guy over here during our drive run didn't twist the hose onto the shower nozzle. No. You typically need an adapter piece between the shower nozzle and the hose. He decided to just shove it up there. And so it was like spraying water during the dry run. And I said to him, are you sure that's okay? It's spraying water. He's like, yeah, it's fine.
The pressure was still okay. It was producing water.
He thought it was only producing a little bit of water because the hose was a 50-foot long hose and it was so kinked up. It's like, okay, whatever. I'm like 9 months pregnant. I'll take your word and trust you. So here I am, still having some back labor. I didn't know really like how long my contractions were lasting or how far apart they were. Like I said in my overdue vlog, I really hate timing contractions. I was like, okay, let me just try to do this by myself. And I'm trying to unravel, because he also didn't, God bless you, unravel the hose like I asked before he left that morning. So I have this 50-foot hose totally kinked up. I am trying to unravel, and I have the water on and it's spraying all over the bathroom, and like, honestly, this might sound so strange, I think that's what finally got rid of my back labor. I had heard in Corey Malloy's birth story, and she had a pretty epic like VBAC home birth story where it was like, I don't know, something wild, like 30 hours in back labor. Maybe not that many, but it was a lot of hours of back labor. One of her support people was a very popular YouTuber, Ellen Fisher, who had this like very blissful birth. I think I mentioned her in my overdue vlog. And they told her to do like the complete opposite of what most birthing advice was, which was to get into the most uncomfortable position she could possibly think of to bring baby out. And I honestly think that's kind of what had happened for me in the moment of trying to unkink this hose, trying to carry it down the hallway and get this thing full. I pushed myself into truly like the most uncomfortable place I could possibly get into, that it finally just allowed me to fully release any tension I was holding on to in my body, and that included the pain I was still carrying in my back. Even though I had gotten adjusted, it helped a bunch, but like I still needed. My plan was that after we put the baby down for the nap, to have him take a blanket and do like this rebozo move where he kind of like jiggles the belly to take the pressure off. But yeah, that was not happening. So like I give up on the hose. I start to just labor over our dresser by myself. Our doula gets here, and at this point I think I'm like lying on the floor in the corner of our room over here, and he's still not home. So I'm on the floor over here. The doula walks in. She's like, why is everything covered in water? Because apparently in me trying to unkink the hose, the little bit of water that was in the hose kept whipping around. Really quickly after she got here, within a few minutes, he gets home, and our toddler, she had been doing no naps for like the whole week.
Came home, she ate food in like 5 minutes, and just like, she understood the assignment. She's like, walked right into her room and took like one of the best naps she had. Yeah, you were just almost like in a blissful state. You were just like, And I was like, oh, she doesn't really seem like she's in labor right now. And so I didn't know what to do. I just like touched her to let I know I was here.
And his feet stunk. Like they smelled so bad. I just remember being like, I love you. I'm so happy you're here for me, but please, for the love of God, take off your socks and go wash your feet and get them out of my face. And so like everyone was kind of laughing. And then he comes back, and like literally this is all happening in like a 5 to 10 minute span where he comes back, they're both with me, and over the next like 1 or 2 contractions, as I was laying there, I noticed like, oh, it feels like I peed myself a little on that contraction. Like, I think I need to get up and go to the bathroom. I'm really relaxed. I don't want to move, but like, I don't want to mess all over my floor. So I told them after the next contraction, I'm gonna get up to go pee. So around this time is when the midwife got there.
Yes.
And you left to go help her.
And she helped me.
What do you mean?
Because she got me the thing to be able to actually
Oh yeah, the thing is the shower adapter.
I got the shower adapter.
The midwives and doula were kind of like getting everything set up, and you decided to clean the kitchen.
No, yes, but I came in here first. I came in here, and everyone was super chill and setting up. So I was like, I'm gonna go clean, tidy the house. Doesn't seem like anything's gonna happen for a while because everyone was so calm.
All of a sudden, I'm on the toilet, I'm peeing, then I feel like a very intense pressure. And when my water breaks, it's like a scene out of the movies, like a giant gush. And so I think the pressure from being on the toilet, just like my water broke. And I looked down into the toilet bowl, and this might be TMI for some people, but like it was just a ton of blood. With my first, when my water broke and it was a big gush, I was sitting on a birth ball that I had stood up from, and it was at the hospital. It was on the hospital floor. So like by the time I had oriented to what was happening, 4 nurses had come in and wiped it all clean. So I never saw what it looked like. So I remember looking down and seeing the toilet bowl full of water and the bathroom doors closed, and I was just like, Samara, who's my doula. So she opens the bathroom door, and I'm like half standing over the toilet, and there's just like this stream of bloody mucus coming out of me, and I was panicked. Like I did not know what was happening because I had never seen any of that with my first. And I remember she was just like, and that's a bloody show. And I'm like, got it. Never saw that before. The sight of it all definitely left me feeling a little uneasy, but I was starting to calm down. I was starting to come back into my body. But then I realized like I couldn't really like walk. I went to go take a step off the toilet and I felt like something was between my legs, and so I reached my hand down, and sure enough the baby's head was there.
And that's right around the time that I happened to walk back into the room.
We don't have a shower door on our shower, so
everyone shoveled you in.
Yeah, the doula was like, do you want to get in the shower? And I was like, sounds good to me. So she brought me into the shower, and she turned on the water, was like kind of putting the warm water on my low back to help with kind of everything I had been feeling earlier. At this point though, my back wasn't even hurting or anything like that. And so I would say the only like truly, other than having back labor early on, as far as being an active labor, the only thing that really hurt was those few contractions of like my water breaking and feeling panicked, like is something wrong, because I had seen all this stuff I hadn't seen my first baby. So I was just kind of nervous. But once I felt baby's head, once I understood like where I was at in the process, I swear like all of the tension released back out of my body. Everything just felt so relaxed and so calm. The second midwife got there, so now we're all in the shower. My doula is taking the camera footage.
You're leaning on me.
I'm leaning on you. We'll roll that footage here.
All around head is born. Oh, beautiful. Try to relax around his body. His head's gonna turn.
Beautiful boy! There's a beautiful boy!
He's a little short. No, we got him.
Oh, beautiful boy!
He was born in our shower, and now he's up from his nap. After he was born, they kind of like put a chuck pad under me, and we moved on over to the bed to wait for the placenta to be born, and we got lots of skin to skin time. It was super calm. He latched super quickly after he was born, and we were in the bed. And then Reagan woke up from her nap, and it was interesting. It was like she kind of knew something had happened. Instead of rushing to our room, she like took a self-care moment, which was good because I think it was a small hematoma. My placenta had slight, like a blood like
Clot.
a clot had formed between a small part of the placenta and like my uterine wall. So the midwives actually had to go in with their hand and scrape out all of that. And so like there was just a little bit of cleanup in that period. And I had also tore a little bit with him. And then it was like she knew, because literally right as they finished cleaning everything up, I guess Reagan has to come in the room. And yeah, it was super cool getting to see her watch as they weighed him. Was she in there when they cut the umbilical cord, or had you already cut it?
I had already cut it.
But she got to see them like put the little golden seal powder on his umbilical cord after it had already been cut and like taken care of. And yeah, I'll roll all of that footage.
So you just want to watch for the first pee in 24 hours.
Okay.
Okay. That was tempest 97.5.
I turned on the camera.
I like using the board. I feel like this.
Happy.
Okay.
Happy's here. It's your little brother. Hi. Very gentle. It's your little brother. Yeah. Mommy. Mommy did
Yeah.
it. She did an amazing job. Yay, Mommy.
She's checking his heart.
Baby's out.
Yeah.
Mommy did it. Yeah, I'm so proud of her. She was amazing.
13 and a half chest.
We're gonna weigh him.
Any guesses? We always
I
have
was
people
saying,
guess.
I was thinking 7'8" and 7'10" before he came out.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
That looks about right.
What do you think?
And here we go. 713.
Whoa!
Bigger than Reagan or no?
Oh yeah.
She was 6'10". Hi, baby. Yeah, Cappy loves Reagan.
So penis down, cord up.
All right, you guys have
If his penis is up, it'll just pee will just go everywhere. It won't be in the diaper. That's your first.
Do you want me to hold that
You can change it, and then this is the golden seal that we put on their umbilical cords.
Okay.
You just sprinkle it on.
So be really dry. But the postpartum instructions.
Yeah, Reagan, it's Cappy.
Paper with the postpartum instructions. Was
Baby
there?
Cappy.
I mean, most of the stuff you've done this before. So, what's your blood type? I know you're Rh negative. What's the other type? A. So he matches you in terms of that. So chances are he's not going to have any increased risk for jaundice, but it's still a good idea to do safe sunbathing. Are you familiar with that practice? So that means that when you do have any windows where the sun actually comes through, like a beam.
This one in about 2 hours.
Okay. So you're gonna sit there, or you're gonna put a bassinet there or something, and for about 20 minutes, like he's sunbathing, you're gonna have him exposed on his front and then his back.
Okay.
Make sure you keep him warm.
Oh, Reagan, you're so gentle.
Undress. And you do that
You're
once
so
or twice
sweet.
a day for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Safe sunbathing to help you prevent the pathologic jaundice.
Okay.
Called
Probably in like
postpartum pearls.
Oh, Reagan. Yeah, just making sure he's nice and comfortable.
Are you sharing your boobie with your brother?
That's so nice, Reagan.
It's like she gets it.
Yeah. Baby. It's your baby brother. Your big sister.
Make sure to hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss my next video, which is going to be kind of like a home birth, a Q&A, postpartum follow-up. I really tried to stick to this just being the birth story and the little bit of footage we had, filling in any gap. Till next time, make sure to check out my overdue vlog with him or my newborn baby activity, and have a good one.